So whose policy is this then?
Yep, store policy.
School policy, is it?
Yep.
Don't come too close and touch me, mate.
I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him.
Okay, so you're not allowed a backpack in your store?
No.
So you have to leave it at the door and you're not responsible for it?
No.
Kind of crazy, huh? See it on YouTube.
On.
Okay, so what did we just see? That was me getting escorted out by a security guard for wearing a backpack in a UK store. As you can see, the store is completely empty. There is nobody in there. It's just all the staff. I walked in, walked straight over to the back where my size of shoes was. Started to look at them. I'm eating grapes. I think, you know, if anybody's going to say something to me, it would be no eating in the store. So I get to the back of the store, looking at the shoes. Suddenly this guy's beside me and he says, "No backpacks in the store." I'm like, what? He said, "We don't allow backpacks in the store. If you're going to have a backpack, you've got to leave it at the front of the shop because it's store policy." So I say, okay, who's going to be responsible? Who's going to be responsible for what's in the backpack? You? And they said, no, nobody's going to be responsible for it. I said, well, it's not going to happen then, is it? He said, okay, so I'm going to ask you to leave the store. So I said, okay. Yeah. So I walked around, carry on looking at the shoes on the other side on my way out of the store. And then I decided to film it. So as you see, I turned around, I asked him again on camera, "Is this your policy or store policy?" He said, "It's the store's." He went to be aggressive with me. He went to, to push me. And that's when I said, like, hey, don't touch me. Because in the UK, touching somebody, even just touching them, is common assault and you can be sued in court. The fact that I was going backwards, if he had shoved me at that point, I could have been like flat on my back, cracked my head. I was wearing this hat. Carrying this bag, Berghaus, good bag, 8+4, you know, carries a lot of shopping, and I don't see why in a completely empty store and just carrying a backpack why I was, why that occurred. You know, if I lived closer, because I was only visiting, because I was visiting a bike shop, if I lived closer, I would go back in with a handbag, I'd go back in with a golf bag, I'd go back in with an old bag, I'd go back in with every fucking bag I could find just to see what I'm allowed to carry into that shop. Not that I want to go shopping in that shop again, because I think it's pretty shit experience. But yeah, so back to school. Fuck you.
So whose policy is this then?
Yep, store policy.
School policy, is it?
Yep.
Don't come too close and touch me, mate.
I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him.
Okay, so you're not allowed a backpack in your store?
No.
So you have to leave it at the door and you're not responsible for it?
No.
Kind of crazy, huh? See it on YouTube.